Hello guys, this is Sapphire Yagami with the review of the fourth episode of the third season of American Horror Story, which is this season obviously is titled Coven. Each season is a whole thing based around this title. This episode is titled Fearful Pranks Ensue. So what how I'm doing this review is I'm gonna do it by the year. So I'm start with 1961, then 1971, and then present day, which is 2013. So, starting off in 1961, racial tensions ride higher than ever in New Orleans as a new hope for equality arises with President John F. Kennedy in office. As a 15-year-old black boy named Henry rides his bike home from his first day at an integrated high school, three white men chase him down a narrow alley and lynch him. Back in Maria Laveau's hair salon, his mother is an optimist with a hope for a better life, to which Mary feels opposite. Can you blame it? Blame the mom wanting her child to have a great education? I mean, what parent doesn't want their child to have a great education? And obviously, in this time frame, the better education was at pretty much the white schools. You know, they had the better books, the facilities were better, stuff like that, So, but Maria Laveau, given the fact that she has been alive since times of slavery, she feels like things ain't gonna get better between in terms of racial relations. Things are not really times is gonna change, but the situations are not. So later, Maria and the boy's mother discover the child's dead body. Maria Laveau decides that retaliation is the key. So that night, she performs a complex voodoo ritual that involves sacrificing snakes to call forth the dead bodies in a local cemetery. As Maria controls them with her mind, they locate the men responsible for the murder and pretty much tear them to freaking pieces. Necromancy, don't you love it? So, in 1971, we have Maria meets with Anne Lay, and a truce is proclaimed between the Salem witches and the voodoo, ending a 10-year war between the two. So, you have voodoo, which is pretty much majority of black people. You have it combining various sort of stuff put together. You talk about African deities, Christian saints. I think a little bit of Native American in that too. So, and New Orleans voodoo is different from voodoo like in Africa and Haitian because New Orleans itself is a unique place in its own. So that's why when you hear voodoo, there's people used to say voodoo and then people say New Orleans voodoo because they're just sort of the same, but they're not really. And then there's of course the Salem witch magic, which would be more of traditional witchcraft, that would probably start from that comes from Europe with Gaul, the Druids and stuff like that. So you're talking about that type of magic. So it's two sorts of magic going on. Hold on one second, it's my phone. I'm so sorry that my phone was ringing. It's my sister calling me from work. Okay, so what was I? Okay, yes, we're in 1971. Following the death of Anne Lay, I think I'm pronouncing that right. That's the Supreme. A young Fiona is questioned by the Witches' Council about her disappearance, and we all know Fiona killed her. But they don't know. The council doesn't know. When the council comes to the conclusion that Anne Lay has abdicated her position, they tell Fiona that she has become the next Supreme, the youngest in the history of the Coven. In the week leading up to her test, in which she will perform the 7 wonders in order to prove she has what it takes to rise to the throne, all are celebrating for Fiona except her rival, a young Myrtle Snow. That's the redhead. I call it the mirror to hair because mirror to hair is like so cute and curly. So I call it the mirror to hair. So she knows that Fiona killed Anne Lay, even though nobody suspects her. She decides that she will force the truth to come forward by performing a spell on the butler, Spaulding, who has been known to follow Fiona around and always cleans her mess, by enchanting his tongue and forcing him to come forward with his knowledge of the murder. Unbeknownst to Myrtle, Spaulding heard her plan to make him implicate Fiona, and he calls her to the bathroom in private. It is revealed that he cut his own tongue to protect Fiona, who he admits that he has always loved. I'm like, the tongue really? Ugh. I know people say you do anything for love, but I don't know if I'm gonna cut out my own tongue for love. It's just. You know what I'm saying? It's like, So in 2013, as Spaulding prepares for his strange tea party, he hears screaming and fighting. He descends to the foyer where he discovers Fiona and Madison arguing before Fiona slits Madison's throat, apparently killing her. She orders him to get rid of the body and he rolls her up in the rug. Fiona then hears a loud noise coming from the greenhouse and discovers a bloodied, half-dead Queenie, just as the Minotaur appears behind Fiona. Cordelia talks with Hank on the phone as he away on a business trip. You should already be suspicious when you saw a business trip, you know what I'm saying? So after hanging up, it is revealed that he is not on a business trip, but awaiting his mistress, Kaylee, at a hotel. Hold on again. Okay, I'm so sorry. My sister keeps calling me for a friend's number when she's supposed to be working. So, where was I? Oh yeah, we was on the cheating husband. So after rough sex with Kaylee, he appears to take an interest in soothing her in a calm, loving manner, but when she confesses her true feelings for him, he coldly shoots her in the head. I was not expecting that from a affair. Like, wow. Really, dude? So now I'm officially thinking that her husband is freaking crazy. So later we see Maria Laveau and her daughter work. So that's her daughter. Oh, she look heavy on the heftier side. What was Maria Laveau was feeding her? She lay off the soul food. So a mysterious package arrives at the salon. At first, Maria Laveau thinks that it is hair that was due to arrive later, but when her daughter opens the box, a grisly surprise awaits them. Maria Laveau looks inside and discovers that Fiona had decapitated the Minotaur and sent his severed head. He's still alive because it's like blinking and stuff, like, creepy, to her. So now she is pissed. They say furious, but she is pissed. And Maria Laveau prepares the same voodoo ceremony that she did in 1961, calling on the dead to exact revenge. As her daughter frantically tries to talk her out of it, reminding her of the truce between the witches made in 1971, Maria Laveau declared that the truce is over. I want to know who's the baby daddy. I hope it's not the Minotaur, because because trying to picture that, I mean, he has the head of a Minotaur now, a bull now. It's like, and if he, wouldn't she come out half bull too? You know what? That's too much thinking into it. It's too much thinking. Some things you want to know, but then you don't want to know. So we then go to at Kyle's home. Zoe deals with the bloody mess because he banged his mama's head in with her incestual sexual abuse of self. That's just gross. So as she apologizes for her role in both his death and his resurrection, he appears confused, uncaring, and unimpressed. I'm like, girl, he's a freaking zombie. None of this is going to compute. As she tries to comfort him, he tells her that Kyle is gone and he is not Kyle. Zoe goes to get him some food to calm him. As she prepares a tuna fish salad, she sees rat poisoning also in the cupboard. She doctors his meal and brings it to him, only to discover that he escaped the house. Because it is Halloween, Kyle fits in with everyone else dressed in costume. Because nobody will be like, oh man, it looks real zombie. They can be like, oh man, your costume, how did you do that? Looks so real. How did you do that, man? Oh, who did your makeup, dude? Man, those scars look so freaking real, man. That's how they gonna be. They gonna be like, oh my god, it's a zombie. And they gonna be like, dude, you have the best costume ever, man. Like, totally. So, meanwhile, back at the academy, Fiona hails Queenie up to her room and gets Cordelia. The two of them frantically try to save Queenie as she dies. She is quickly resurrected by Fiona as she breathes life back into Queenie. Fiona leaves the room, leaving Cordelia to care for Queenie. After Queenie awakes, Delphi LaLaurie appears to thank her for saving her life, but Queenie rebuffs her. The Council of the Witchcraft arrives at the academy to discuss the disappearance of Madison. At first, Cordelia is confused, admitting to both her knowledge of Queenie's attack and her visit to Maria Laveau. However, they explain they were summoned by the clairvoyant Nan, who can no longer hear Madison. As they interview all of the witches, Cordelia notices that her rug is gone, and Nan confesses that she witnessed Madison lighting the curtains on fire just by looking at them. Alarmed, the council interrogates Fiona, who denies her part in Madison's death while sneering and smiling. After it is revealed that the council knew that Madison was the supreme apparent, Myrtle Snow head of the council, loses her temper and screams at Fiona, acknowledging that she knows but can't prove that she killed the previous Supreme, killed Madison and cut off the butler's tongue. That's the redhead. Myrtle then instructs Spaulding to write down who cut out his tongue so that he could punish the person responsible. He does so. After he hands her the paper, Myrtle reads it and sees that he has written her name and not Fiona's. He returns to his room where he selects a dress out of his closet. As he makes his way across the room, a dead Madison is propped up like a doll in one of his chairs. He never buried her. So he's sitting up there with a rotten dead body. Like, really, dude? Really? Really? A deflated Myrtle demands to know what happened to Madison and reminds Fiona that the punishment for killing another witch is death by burning at the stake. Oh, who knew they still did that? I mean, can't you just inject them with poison? You know, something a little more humane than being burnt alive. I'm just saying. Or knock me out before you burn me alive, you know, so I don't have to feel it. I'm just saying. So Cordelia then steps in to defend her mother, claiming there was no way Madison could be next Supreme, as Supremes had to be superior both in skill and in health. She revealed that she saw Madison monitoring her heart defect carefully, but she knew Madison had a heart murmur. So it's not Madison. So I mean, who is the Supreme? Because I need to know. Like, okay, she created fire, so obviously that doesn't mean she's Supreme. So like, okay, who is the Supreme? Like, I need to know. So after the council leaves, Fiona and Cordelia head to the bar to relax. They have a discussion in which they both ask for the other to tell the truth. Cordelia takes a bathroom break, but as she leaves the bathroom, a hooded figure dressed in black appears with what looks like a drink behind her. As Cordelia turns to face the hooded person, he or she throws the drink, which is sulfuric acid, at her eyes, severely injuring Cordelia. Sulfuric acid. Okay, people? Sulfuric acid. Okay? And back at the academy, trick-or-treaters arrive in numbers. As they leave, Madame LaLaurie, dead daughters arrive, and shortly before that, the neighbor Luke visits Nan. The dead surround the house and prepare for an attack as the frightened I don't know how to pronounce it with the French. Delphine, LaLaurie, Zoe, Quinny, and Nan cower inside, awaiting for what may ensue. It's about to go down. That's all I got to say. It's about to go down. It's about to go down. War is about to break out between these two, the Coven, the Salem girls, and the Voodoo. It's about, but I really want to know who's the next Supreme though. Like, it's kind of like, okay, who's the next Supreme? I need to know. So anyway, guys, that was American Horror Story Coven, season 3, episode 4, titled "Fearful Pranks and Shears." I will see you guys next time.